Hey everybody, it's Ailarra. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, welcome back. If you are a returning subscriber. If you are returning, hi. It's been like 3 months since I've recorded. I don't know, life happens. Things happened. It is what it is. So if you're new here, I talk about mostly cross stitch and some life, and life definitely lifed. As far as this is, I did not prepare. I am not prepared, like worse than usual. There's going to be a lot of there's got to be a lot of me looking around, not knowing, looking like I don't know what I'm doing, because I really don't. What, July, I think, is when I recorded last. I recorded, like, as in wrote down, until like the beginning of August, and then it stopped. Like, I haven't written anything down as far as what I've worked on. I'm going to show you like 6 projects today. I probably worked on more than that, but it was not significantly enough to really matter. I have become almost monogamous in stitching, because that's what I've felt like doing. The Gathering Thread retreat happened in, August? And I've had some Stitchy kindness. I've had some other stuff. I don't know, like, it's been a lot. I am hoping, it is just now noon on, what is today? Tuesday? October. Yeah, Tuesday, October 21st. 2025. Like, my birthday happened and my Flosstube anniversary happened. So for my birthday this year, I got perimenopause. It's been awful. Cougar puberty. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. They don't warn you enough. They being amorphous. Like, women need to talk about this a lot more. Like, no, we don't want to scare younger women into, getting old sucks, but not being prepared has been so much worse. And apparently, like, I called my mom at one point. I was like, why did you not warn me about this? This is the worst that I've, like, I thought PMS was bad. No, this is, the rage that comes with this is nothing compared to that. And she was like, well, I didn't really have many symptoms. Why couldn't I have gotten that from you? Let's see. So I've been recording for off and on for 4 years. That's hard to believe. But here we are. Obviously not consistently. I apologize if you can hear my dog snoring. He's in the chair next to me, living his best life. Let's see. Yeah, like I say, it's noon-ish. I'm hoping to, the boy gets off the bus at 3. We'll see how long this takes to record. I would really like to do a stitch with me after this and, like, chat about the lifey part of life that happened. I don't know. We'll see. I make promises and then I break them. That's what I do. So let's get into what I remember stitching. So one of these is a finish, a start and a finish. One of these is almost a finish. One of these is a struggle bus. We'll see. Okay, so let's start with the start and finish. So and I had been doing, like, previously, like, I would record clips as I stitched on stuff, which would have been great for not, like, writing anything down, right? Except for the fact that I kept forgetting to actually record. Like, I would be done stitching and I'm like, oh yeah, I completely didn't record the first bit of this. I may try to get back into that, but probably not, because like I said, I've been working on 2 projects after this initial thing. I'll talk about that kind of in plans. Spoiler, there are no real plans. But I had started doing, I talked a little bit about it in the last video, that I want to do the alphabet stitching with Jade, the 310 stitcher. She had talked about how she was doing this, and I think she puts like 1,000 stitches on a project before she goes to the next letter of the alphabet. I'm totally doing that differently, and it's gonna probably take me actual years to get through the alphabet, which is fine. It's just a way for me to not be overwhelmed with choices. So A was A Little Magic by Stitrovia. This is the dark version. This is off of her Etsy shop. Ta-da! If I had to do it again, I would use glow-in-the-dark thread. But once I got started, I was like, I'm not ordering thread and then been putting this down. So this is stitched on 14 count navy Aida. I can still see my Q-snap wrinkles there a little bit. It's weird. I feel like on dyed fabric, especially Aida, there's almost like a where, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, where the fabric kind of gets pressed and shiny. I don't know. It's very, very strange to me, but let's do a little, let me get a little closer. Here we go. So a lot of this thread is not DMC brand, so it's the shades are a little off. I actually added some back stitching in the witches that is not called for, simply to differentiate those two shades of purple a little bit, because it does look a little bit better on camera, but in person the shades are pretty similar. But even with that, I really like how it turned out. The spiders were creepy. They still are. But yeah, I'm really happy with having that done now. Yay. And then I moved on to the bald eagle from Here in the Woods. And there's a lot of bees in this series. But I picked one. I picked this one because it was started. I had the tail and like the very top of the tree. I'm not even going to insert a start picture because you can, it was literally the whole tail and that much of that tree. So, but I did this one because it was the middle of the fabric, because I'm doing these on three on a piece of fabric for the season. And that is where I'm at. I have 5,418 stitches in this now. I don't know how many I had in there before. I don't know, actually, maybe I will put, because I'll stick the picture here just so you can see, because I put the stitch count that it was at when I started it on that picture. So there you go. There's your before and afters. I don't remember who suggested it, but I really am, I have talked about before how the specialty floss that you're supposed to stitch with, I did not pay attention when I ordered these and the floss from Keepsakes, and I did not tell them, I don't think I specified the size of project or the size of fabric that I was using. So they only included one skein of floss in each, and a lot of these call for two. So someone had suggested doing the first leg of all the stitches in that color and then doing the last leg with the specialty floss, and that's what I've been doing. And I really like how it's turning out. It's a little annoying to stitch it like that for me because I'm a one cross at a time person. There is not a lot of like, this is like, these are specialty, that's specialty, that's specialty. This lighter brown and the darker brown, the tree trunk. There's not a lot of modeling in it because of the way I personally do my specialty floss. It's more of like a blend, because I just take one strand, fold it in half, and then stitch it that way. So there's not a lot of, when I do two strands over whatever, there's not a lot of the variegation isn't as stark. Like, you can kind of see how it's, you know, goes very specific lights to darks. It's not my preference for the look, so that's why I do the folded over for that. So I am planning on just stitching this monogamously until it's done. I don't know how many stitches are left, but it's not, I mean, it's really not that much relative to the rest of the pattern. Oh, so actually let me take that back out because I forgot to talk about this. So I counted wrong off of here for this house. So this house and this tree are incorrect. It's actually three whole stitches too high. It's aligned properly, but, or like this way, but this way is wrong. And I don't know, I don't think it looks too bad, right? Like, you can tell that this, I'm trying to point it out in the camera. This is too high. Obviously it's too close to the branch, but I don't know. I don't think it looks too terrible. It does look a little bit off balance just because it brings up the bottom a little bit, but I think overall it'll be fine. I was not frogging that house once it was completed. It doesn't have a ton of different colors, but it was fiddly enough that I was like, nope, not happening. Not happening. Just made it uniquely mine, right? Okay, so there's that. So yes, that will be a finish for next time. And yes, I totally got my inspiration to to record, because Jen is doing like a Flosstuber bingo. No, how did she title it? I don't even know if she gave it a title, but basically when certain Flosstubers post, she assigned 21 of us, 20 or 21, I can't remember the number, to a project, and every time we post it's 200 stitches on that project. Well, I'm gonna have to post if she's gonna stitch on the project she put on me, right? Next up, oh, you know what, let me actually show you. Let me actually show you that project, shall I? Oh, why are you frozen? So this is Face of a Mermaid, charted by Total Cross Stitch, way up there, good grief. Here's what she is going to look like when she's complete. And again, I have no idea how many stitches I actually put into her. Well, here, that might have been about 700. It was about 700 stitches that I have put in. Let's see if I can, I think I found a before photo for her. I know I worked on I looked at the photo before I started recording, and now I can't remember exactly what she looks like. I know I put stitches out here. It's hard to, let me bring this in a little bit. It's really hard to see some of the progress simply because the confetti is crazy in this piece. Crazy. I am still working sort of diagonally, like the top section here. Just kind of filling this in as I go. So what I want to do is work my way diagonally across the top of the page, or across the top of the piece, so that I can move the hoop, because the hoop that I'm using is this. So it's not quite big enough to put all of it in. So, but there she is. She'll go back in there at some point. And then I worked on Monogamous. This is a chart from Heaven and Earth Designs. He is limited edition. Artwork by Pio Wanachuwong. Oh, Face of a Mermaid. I've not been saying, have I? So the bald eagle is on 28 count, 2/2, on a fabric by Stitch Me. Face of a Mermaid is also on 28 count. I think that one's a Lugana, maybe. That one's 1/1 full cross. Monogamous here is being stitched on 32 count, 1/1. It's an even weave of some sort. He is at, oh, and I completely forgot to tell you. Told you I'm not prepared. I never do very good at this part anyways, but that's okay. So Face of a Mermaid has a total of 22,256 stitches out of 87,500. So she's not super big. She's 25.44% complete. Monogamous here. Again, he got maybe 1,000, or yeah, maybe 1,000 stitches, but again, I don't know 100%, and I could not. I tried to go get a before photo off of the last video that I showed him on, and the video would not load. Like, it was like buffering. But I've been having some trouble with that, trying to like quickly pull up a section in a video. I don't know if it's YouTube not liking it or what, but unfortunately I do not have a before photo to show you. But he is now currently at 7,496 stitches out of 251,500 for 2.98%. And I know, like, basically where this sort of dark part is, that was all there. I'm pretty sure this is all new. Like, all of this here is new. Did I say full cross? If I didn't, there it is. This is, and I'm trying, my goal was to, I have a bunch of floss from, this was a restart from a couple years ago, and I had started like I was parking and tent stitch on 25 count, and I did not like how this particular piece looked with that going on. So I have this from that, all those shenanigans. And I have finished off one color completely that was still on these needles, and I would really like to get these used into the piece so that I can put it away. And then after that, I don't know what will happen with him as far as like, will I keep him out? Will I keep working on him? I'm very much just to kind of go with it right now. I'm not stressing myself out over stitching. I've got a lot on my plate otherwise, like work-wise. So I'm trying not to make it to where I feel like I have to stitch. Was just part of the reason why I haven't recorded, is because there was a high need for zero pressure when it comes to my stitching stuff. Now, inevitably, when I talk about like the pressure that I feel for stitching and recording, you know, I'll get the sweetest comments from you guys saying, you know, record when you feel like it, and you know, we'll be here when you come back, and all that, which is, it's fantastic. And the pressure, the pressure feeling is 100% internal. I do monetize the channel, so it is a way for when I post videos, and you guys are awesome enough to watch, you know, I will have a potential for a very small income stream for that. So that is an incentive. I mean, it works. It's why YouTube does that, I think, is to have incentive for their content to make, you know, their content creators to actually make more content. And that is nice. I won't lie, to have that little bit of extra money, but you know, I had to do a lot of like sit back and kind of reevaluate priorities. And while, you know, the extra income is nice, the time utilized to make the content, the return is not necessarily what I needed it to be. So I had to take that pressure off. I had to tell myself, hey, it's okay if you're not, you know, because the goal was never really to monetize and make money. That was never my end goal to begin with. And I had to remind myself, but it's very hard once you have, especially if you have like a really great month of posting and you have, you know, several $100s come in, it's really hard to unjustify that money, like the work to go into it. You're like, but I want the extra money. Yeah, that's great, but I have other more efficient ways of making money at the moment. So, anyways, tangent. I have 2 more things to show you. This next one is one of my Chinese stamped kits. I've talked about that in the past. I will not mention much more other than that. This is Southwest Carousel. Dimensions was the original creator of this particular piece, and I don't know if it's still in print, if you can still find it, but that's who you want to look up if you really like this and you're like, I want to stitch that carousel horse. Southwest Carousel. This is my travel piece at the moment. It is also the piece that I take with me in the... Why are you not going in there? In the vehicle when I go pick my child up off the bus. What is this? Oh, my son's glasses prescription. Yeah, he had to get glasses. Poor, it's inevitable. My husband and I both have awful eyesight, so. So I get like, sometimes it's not even a thread in while I'm waiting, but every day that he has school, you know, sometimes I take it up in the mornings and throw a few stitches in while we're waiting for the bus to pick him up. And then sometimes I'm like, I'll just go up 10 minutes early and I'll just sit and enjoy, especially when it's nicer. It's starting to get colder here, so that color's done. Let me take this off here. So anyways, all that to say, I've been working on this. This is the back, so that you have an idea of where I've stitched. I will not pull a before photo because that video wasn't cooperating, but mostly I've been working in bringing the edge down. I have added a little bit more color here, but here's the front. I know these stamped pieces are so hard to see like progress on and stuff, so, but I've got that stitched in. There was a little bit of a hole sort of here where there were stitches that needed to be filled in here, so that's been done. I did start bringing the actual skin stitching down. Got another hole here to fill, and there's like a ninja stitch somewhere in here to fill, but that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just bringing this down. If I get sick of those 2 colors, I'll come over and do a thread or 2 over here. Super, super slow stitching because, I mean, like I said, it's like between 25 and 50 stitches a day that I'm doing, which it does add up. Like, it will eventually get done. It just takes a very long time, and that's okay. And okay, so last but not least, my actual focus piece is Dragons of the Sabbat. This is the Pain-Free Crafts retired version. Artwork by Ann Stokes. Yeah. And I'm gonna go ahead and stick one of the the before photo that I could find. So it's this dragon is where the before shot is showing. And I just, whoa, come on now. Oh my God. I had at that point what was left in this dragon's 310 and these 3, like the 310 inside of here. Everything else had been done. I am now... Am I on the last dragon now? I am now on the last dragon over here. It's a slog, you guys. I hit about 20,000 stitches left to do, and it was just... It's a slog. You would think I would have hit that point a long time ago, because I have put in a total of 241,204 black stitches in this project. I have 10,358 to go. I am on the home stretch. But I'll tell you what, every single stitch is like, oh my God, is it done yet? So that's kind of why, like, what I've been doing is I'm working as much black as I can stand. Usually it's several thousand stitches. So I mean, it's still a decent chunk before I'm like, I just can't. And then I switch completely to this like other project. So I switched to magic until it was done. Now I'm on the eagle until it's done. And then I'll go back and do several thousand more stitches, probably. I don't know. I'm hoping maybe a third at a time. Like, let's get like 3,000 stitches. Even if it ends up being 1,000 and I'm ready to stab my eyes out, then it'll be what it be. I would like to get it done by the end of the year. That's a loose goal. I'm not going to beat myself up over it if it does not happen. I'm not going to force myself like I did last year or the year before to just go to get, nope, not gonna do it. I am at 39.93%, so we are this close to that 40% mark being done. And you're probably going, would you please show what you've done? Okay, fine. I am not going to take it out of the hoop at the moment. I'm sorry. I don't want to. It's the last one. Don't make me do it. I gotta find is this the top? Yes, that's the top. Okay, so here we go. I can't back up a ton to get the whole thing in. But there you have it. Oh, I can kind of see through it. So, and this is 28 count, 1 over phone, full cross. I thought about doing 10 stitch when I first started doing this, but I really wanted the coverage that full cross gives. So, no regrets. It's just a lot, and I'm ready to be done with it. I don't mind stitching black on other projects. It's this project that I am very tired of working on one color. And the idea that I've had in my head since I started this project was to do the frame. I don't know what to call this. The glowy part, all this framework. The idea was to do all of that next. But then I looked, and I don't know about most. Let's find out. Come on. Load. I have to, hold on, sorry, I had to close Pattern Keeper and open it back up because it's being stupid. I'm getting nervous. I forgot to do my biannual reminder on my Whip Parade to back up your files. Ask me if I've backed mine up yet. I have not. I need to. I have a feeling this tablet is starting to get on its last legs. It's starting to kind of bog down and not be a huge super issue, but this is the only thing, basically the only thing I use this tablet for is Pattern Keeper. Why are you not loading? There you go. Okay. You're still not looking right. But as I said, it takes a while for it to load. Okay. I want to show you what I saw when I did this. It might be hard to see. Okay, the pink. All that pink. Is almost 30,000 stitches of 939. And I'm like, is that dark enough for me not to be crazy stitching on it after all that 310? I don't think I'm going to color complete. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of do I don't know how to describe this vision, like the actual words to do it, but kind of do like the whole thing, the whole stripe together. Like do a strand of 939, do a strand of whatever color sits next to it, and get that whole, like, wherever I start in one direction so that it's not just the one color. I don't think my brain could handle color completing 939 on this. I don't think. We'll see when it gets there. No promises, but that's kind of where I'm thinking of taking this this project next. As far as like that's my focus piece. Like that's the piece that I will keep always out, as far as even if I'm stitching on something else, that's what's going to be the majority of the focus. Cool. Okay. That's it for the stitching that I remembered of what I actually put stitches in those things. So I had a giveaway on my last video. I went ahead and did a comment picker for that, and contacted the lady that won. So Denise Gray got that. She got back in touch with me. I sent it out yesterday. It is on its way to its new home. So congratulations to Denise. Thank you so much for the support on my channel and participating. Everyone who participated, you get a gold star. Thank you. I would like to do another giveaway, but not on the channel. If you are on Facebook, and if you are interested in project bags, specifically the ones that I make, I did make a Facebook group specifically for Ailarra Desisgns over on Facebook. There's like 46 people in there right now. Once I hit 100 people in there, I would like to do a giveaway in that group for a bag. So hop over to Facebook if you are part of that particular set of users. And once we do that, I will do that. That is the last I will mention it here. What do I want to do next? Let's do Stitchy Kindness. I had a lovely lady reach out to me a little while, actually not long after my last video, saying that she had some magazines that she would like to pass my way if I was interested. And I said, yes, I would like to take a peek at that, please. Like, thank you so much, Christina, because there is literally at least one project out of every single one of these that I would love to stitch. I don't know when I will get to stuff like this, but I'm definitely feeling very much the mindset of stitch from my stash. You know, yes, I might have to get like fabric and stuff too, to be able to make that happen, but I really have not had, with just a couple of exceptions, I've really not had the desire to get new patterns lately. Just, it's been kind of nice. Like, the FOMO has pretty much disappeared. I will enjoy other people stitching on things that I'm like, oh my god, that's so awesome. Like Jen's 6 portals, like that's a beautiful piece. It's absolutely up my alley, but I'm like, you know what? It's okay. I will watch and enjoy her stitching on it. I don't need to add another big ass project to my pile of projects. Like, I have I have more than I can stitch in a lifetime. I know that. It's part of the enjoyment for me is to have the things. I do have a planned purchase. Not really a planned purchase. I have a wish list for a very small wish list for Christmas that I sent my husband. I'm like, I would like these patterns, please. I have fabric for them. I need to dye fabric for them. But it's going to be stitching with a very small group of ladies in a Facebook game that I have started back up on in one of my Stitchy group game group things on Facebook. Because I did want a little bit of an incentive that's not, it's a very like so low pressure over there. I love this group. And it's basically zero pressure, but they're doing, when I jump back in chat and was like, hi, I'm alive. Can I please join again? They are planning on starting the Cooler Designs seasonal samplers. And I'm like, I really have been looking at those patterns for a long time. So that's what I'm asking my husband for Christmas. Okay. It's my fake coffee, my decaf coffee. So again, thank you so much to Christina. She threw in a couple of other things. Just I don't know. Thank you. I don't know what to say other than that, because I'm always very humbled and appreciative and awkward when it comes to stuff like that. I did finally get, I've been talking about this off and on for a couple of years now, the Polar Mandala chatelaine here. And I have fabric for it. It needs dyed. And I am scared. I have not dyed it yet. But I got all the goodies for it. This was like Christmas present and gift cards and birthday present and saving in the making, because y'all getting this, like, whew, it's expensive to go. I went through European Cross Stitch for them to kit it up for me, and I went ahead, like, you can do like the bead pack separately, and I think the specialty floss without the Gloriana, you can do that as a pack, and then you can just do the Glorianas as a pack. So I went ahead and waited for them to do it all, because this, I don't know, this is probably maybe going to be the only chatelaine I ever do. I was like, I want to be special for my first one. So here is, it's a crap ton. It is a ton. It's a huge stack of treasure braid, and then like dinky dyes and Glorianas and Karen something. Is there Karen? Yeah, Karen water lilies are in here. So I don't know whose that is. Who's this? Is this also? Oh, that's one of the Glorianas. Okay. Yeah, and this is not, obviously this is not any of the DMCs. I think I'm going to be ordering, I don't know. I don't know how I want to do the regular floss yet, because I do have my vendor's account with Sullivan's Floss now. So I was kind of thinking of ordering Sullivan's for it. But I may just see what I can pull from my stash. If I have enough of each color from my stash, I will just use DMC or whatever I have. Did I want to say anything else about that? I feel like I did, but now I can't remember. Probably doesn't matter. I think, oh, let me get into, so I mentioned the Gathering Thread, and I wanted to show some of the fun stuffs that I got from there. I want to say a huge thank you. Look at this. This is sock weight yarn that one of my longtime subscribers that I got to meet again. I actually had met her in Stitch North, but she gave that to me. So thank you so much for that, Karen. She's been a commenter and a subscriber for a long time. She's shown up in my comments quite often. So I appreciate you. And yeah, I have not made any socks yet, but I've also really not touched anything else from the retreat either. I did purchase this from Red Brick Knitwear because the gathering thread was not just cross stitch, it was like all the things. And this is so gorgeous. It's been a long time since I've knit any socks, but I wanted to do some support. And a huge thank you again for Jade to have me there as a vendor. It went really well as far as at the retreat. Unfortunately, I don't think I will be vending internationally anytime soon because I went through the ringer to get everything set up through Canada. It took me 2 hours to cross the border because the paperwork that they required would not submit online, and it took me and another agent who was willing to help 2 hours to figure out what was going on with the form and why it wouldn't submit so that I could pay the taxes. I ended up eating like half of the taxes that were required because I did not feel like jumping through hoops to get it back. I was like, I can't deal with I can't deal with the government anymore. But the issue is actually what happened on the way back to the States. When I went to cross, it took me another 2 hours because apparently there was a whole U.S. customs side that I should have done in order to bring all of my crap back. The agent was awesome. He was like, frankly, we have bigger fish to fry, but here's what you should have done. And the U.S. side is 1,000% more of a pain in the ass than the Canadian side. Canadian side was like, here's what you do. We may not be exactly clear as to what steps you have to follow to get to this particular spot. Here's your options if you want to use an agent to, like, I can't remember what they're called. The border customs broker. If you want to use a customs broker, here's what you do for that. If you don't want to use a customs broker, here's what you do for that. Like, it was all there. The U.S. is basically like, if you're a business and you want to import or export, you need a customs broker. Like, why would I pay somebody to do that when I'm such a small, tiny little business? Because that's expensive. Like, to hire somebody to do all that stuff for you, but they're like, yeah, they pretty much, that's what you have to do for U.S. side. So, it's not Canada, it's the U.S. Surprise. But I did get some goodies while I was there. I'm going to show you a little, not that. I have been looking at this particular long dog for 100 years. Is it this? Yes. So this is called You Belong to Me. And there's actually a familial tie to one of the references in this project. I'm not going to go into it because, you know, for yeah, I won't go into the connection to me personally, but there's a connection to there. So what I did is I bought it and I kitted it up while I was at the retreat, and I got this beautiful piece of blue opalescent. Isn't that gorgeous? From Enchanting Lair. This is called Blue Frost. And from Brennan Needle, they were there, and I got, so it's going to have 3 different colors. I don't know exactly how I'm going to break it apart. But I got Danny Gorgon. It's pretty true to color. And a Rover of High Degree. This beautiful purple. It's actually a little brighter than it is in person. It's pretty dark in person. And then I will actually do 310 with this as well. Let me show you. I didn't want a huge contrast with this. Just enough to give it a little bit of depth, I think. I think that's going to look really good for that. I don't know when I'm going to start this, but it is on the radar eventually. When I'm not hell-bent on being monogamous on projects. So there's that. I had the pleasure of being in the booth next to Karen from Texture Treasures. And I picked these up. This is Cherith. And After the Quaker Ball. And these stitched up in person are absolutely gorgeous. She had some pretty awesome tips for me. Like, just, it was a good conversation with her. I really enjoyed yeah, I've met her before, but I hadn't met her as like a fellow vendor before. And then I found Twilight 2 on the freebie table. So I grabbed that as well. And there were a shocking number of trips that I made to the freebie table. There was, I don't remember exactly how many of us were there. I promise I did not bogart the freebie table. There was so many generous donations to the freebie table. I would go up, you know, and check it out every once in a while. Like, I would go up and go back and come up and go back, and yeah, it was good times. I don't remember, and some of this is from the swag bag. I don't remember exactly what all was in the swag bag. I had to consolidate, and it's been what, a month and a half basically, since almost 2 months. Yeah, almost 2 months since yeah, it's been 2 months since the retreat, and it's just been hanging out waiting to get actually put away. But like, I mean, these were free, like some freebies from the table were these Mill Hill. I mean, so much generosity there. Gather and Stitch. I think this was Tiny Modernists donation for the swag bag, and Brennan Needle did the threads for it, I think. I could be wrong. Pretty sure though. Yeah, Brennan Needle. So there's that. Karma Chameleon. There's a piece from a couple other. Oh, my stomach's starting to growl. There's another kit that I got off the freebie table. Like, thank you for existing. I want to give that to one of my kids. And then I got this Dimensions kit. Like, basically unopened, unused for ornaments. I'm still in my ornament phase. I just don't get to, apparently I have 2 copies. Does anybody want the second copy? I will send it to you. We're having an impromptu giveaway. So this is Tiny Modernist Gather and Stitch. Use the word gather, G-A-T-H-E-R, in your comment if you would like me to send you my extra copy. We'll do that. We'll do another little giveaway. My spiel, as always, is the usual. Make sure you're over 18 so I can get your address. Please make sure to give me your email address in the Happy Meal form below, and admit that I have your YouTube handle. That is what your name shows up as when you type a comment, so that I can match your email address up to your username. Let's see. Ursula Michael, I've been eyeballing this for a while. This was on the freebie table, which was awesome. Been out of room. Like, kind of, this is a black work, cross stitch, specialty stitch piece. A bunch of, I actually have, not these particular ones, obviously, but I have, crochet, like magic crochet magazines that I'm like, I love doily patterns, because I am, I don't know, 100 years at heart old. Another black work piece. I found a Paula Vaughn that I really like. Like, so much fun stuff. And then I found this piece of fabric. It's an Ada cloth. It's got little carousel horses on it, and I have about 100,000 carousel pieces. I'm hoping I can find one that fits in this fabric. How fun is that? So, yeah, and then stitch toolbox from that Gather to Craft. This was her contribution, and a really pretty needle minder. Like, my table mates were awesome. I got this from, I don't remember which one of my table mates put this on the table, but look at that. I make something very similar in style to this for our hammock business. Completely different fabric. A little bit different construction style, but just like, I mean, just handfuls of goodies, and so generous. And we got a couple of pairs of these scissors, which I had something very similar to this, but they were a little bigger and like almost like the blunt tip, and it was kind of awkward to cut stuff. But look at that, those tips. Anyways, good times, good times. And now I might actually be able to put this stuff away. And it was so, oh my gosh, it was so good to see Suki again. It had been, I can't remember exactly how many, a year and a half? Year and a half? I don't know. Way too long since we'd seen each other last. So, and then to see Jade again and several other people that I had met previously and new people. It was good. It was a good time. Okay, what next? Oh, I missed some of those. All right, I want to do a little bit of shop talk besides what I mentioned for the Facebook group. I have had a restock from what was left over off of after the retreat in the Etsy shop. So if you would like to take a peek there, I would appreciate it. I have also added a new product. This is not the absolute final design for this, but it is what I have. I like it. I think they turned out well, but I do want to make more tweaks on them. So, pardon the tag. This is my tracking tag. So I made thread beds. Ta-da. And they're super squishy and plush. Like, they're kind of thick, but I really like this style. I don't like the floppy ones. So it's got fleece to hold on to your orts. Ta-da. I stuck a magnet in the under the label to hold your needle, and they're nice and strong. And then, of course, the snaps to hold it together, so you don't have to worry about your threads getting stuck off. You know, you can just snap it up and be done. Those are also in the shop. There's quite a few different styles of those in the shop as well. So the link for my Etsy store is down below. I would really love if you went and took a gander. I did not grab any bags to show this time because I have them kind of stored in a pain in the butt way, just because it was so quiet in the shop for now. But if there's any interest, I can dig out some to show off next time. Okay, so I think for now, like I said, that's pretty much it as far as stitching goes. I think I do want to try to get a Stitch With Me done so that I can, I don't know, drone on about what's been going on the last 3 months. Not that I'm going to remember nearly all of it, but I'll see what I can chatter about anyways. I do think I should pick the next project for the alphabet stitching. Let me go grab those. Let's do that here. Okay, got it. So, did I mention this already? I don't remember, but so the way I'm doing, I don't think I did, that I'm doing currently the alphabet stitching is that for whatever letter I'm on, I will go through, rifle through my kitted up projects in my bins for that letter and try to find not only one that like calls to me that I want to, which I want to stitch them all, so that's not too hard, and find the pattern or project that I think I can get done, not necessarily, not in a session, but in a small space of time, like kind of like the Eagle and a Little Magic. Like I can sit and I can just start to finish get it done. So the next one that I found is a pattern from the Etsy shop, just called Cross Stitch Pattern. It's got X's in the beginning and the end of it. I don't know if they're still around. It's been forever since I've bought it, since I've got them. This came in a bundle. It was like her bug bundle. And this one is Butterfly. This does not include the back stitch, and unfortunately her pattern download that I have does not show like the stitch pattern. I'd have to pull that picture off of Etsy, and I did not feel like doing that. So it's only got 6,316 stitches plus the back stitching. So this is like smaller than a Little Magic by a lot. It's smaller than the Bald Eagle. No, it's probably about the same amount of stitching. So again, not a ton of, nothing that I'm going to feel overwhelmed about. And I'm going to put it on this 16 count lilac Ada. I think that'll be nice. I think all of these pieces are going on this fabric because there's 4 or 5 of them or 6. I can't remember exactly how many, but I've got that whole collection on those kitted up and ready to go. So that will be, once the Bald Eagle is done, I will get some more stitching done on dragons and then probably switch over to the butterfly. Now, because I'm really not planning on stitching a bunch of different projects, as far as content goes, I'm kind of like, I don't know how that's going to work out. It may be a while before I see you again, just because I'll be like, here's my 2 projects. But what I was kind of thinking, and I know they're not for everybody. I know not everybody is going to be like super happy about this idea or decision or whatever, but I've also considered like kind of switching to not switching, kind of more of a Stitch With Me kind of format for now while I'm in this particular phase. That way I can like say hi, chit chat, do a little visit. You can still kind of see what I'm working on. I'm not going to film every last stitch, but I can kind of show you, like, here's what I'm working on. Shoot, I even played around with the idea of, like, okay, we'll go back to clips for when you do switch projects. But I'm like, yeah, but that's only, it's not happening very often. Like, maybe I just make those into shorts. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. Yeah, thank you so much for being here with me, for sticking around, because, and I know, like, I said something to one of the chat groups that I'm in about, like, I lost, like, not a bunch, like, I lost some subscribers between the last video and this video. Like, the channel did not grow at all. So that can be a little discouraging. Like, again, it's not about the numbers. It never has been. But when you do have enough time behind you that it's not like, it's okay for things to, like, morph and grow into something that you didn't necessarily start off having the idea for, right? So, you know, having, it's almost like a badge, I guess, to grow your channel, like, to continuously kind of, you know, you want to have new people come in. You want to have a decent number of views when you post, because that is encouraging to keep doing it. Even if, like, it started out for me having sort of a visual record, it has grown into something that I like to do for the people who watch me, right? Like, that's kind of what it's changed into. Like, the goal is to have interesting content and, you know, something that you guys actually want to come back and look at and see and hear about. So having something that actually interests you is what it's kind of morphed into. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not making any promises. I have no idea what it's going to look like from here on out. So, if you don't have the bell rung, you may want to do that, simply so that you actually get notified when I post, because it's so erratic. If you want to come along for the ride and see if the changes are going to be to your liking and you've not already subscribed, I would love to have you aboard. And then, yeah, I don't have much else to say other than thank you, and I will see you in whatever video. Like I said, I do think I have enough time and the motivation to do a stitch with me and chat. So you'll see that video relatively quickly after I post this video. And then we'll see what happens after that, because I don't know. Oh, one last thing I do want to say. This is not a diamond painting channel. However, I don't really have anywhere else to say this particular thing to a wider audience. Again, if you're on Facebook, I have my previous, like, a craft obsession was diamond painting. That's kind of what got me back into cross stitching, was like the gateway craft, right? During the pandemic. And I accumulated far more diamond paintings than I'm willing to do in my lifetime. My first love was cross stitch, and I've come back to that full circle, and I'm not seeing a deviation away from that. So I have a massive collection that I need to try to pare down, and kind of not recoup the cost, but it would be nice to have a little bit of I don't know what the word I want is, but so anyways, I'm going to be posting my collection in an album on my Facebook profile. So Ailarra Desisgns, again, there's links down below for that. I realized that you can make a personal album on your profile. I'm going to put pictures of diamond paintings that I have. There are going to, most of what is going to go in there at first, because that's what I have access easily to, is all the stuff that I got off of, like, Wish and AliExpress and things that I totally did not know about like the whole copyright thing and quality sellers and things like that. So I'm going to list those first, again, because I have easy access to those. And then I'm going to start going through like my Diamond Art Club collection, and I'm going to post those. And if that's something that you would be interested in, either you're multi-crafter like me and like diamond paintings, or you know somebody who might want to try diamond painting. Although I'll be honest, my diamond paintings are very similar to my taste in cross stitch. Lots of them are very large, because I wanted the detail, and with diamond painting you have to have even bigger canvases in order to get the detail. With the exception of like sealed diamond art clubs, which are not many, everything has been inventoried and accounted for. So like all of the drills are there as far as the colors go. Quality, I can't really speak for the quality on a lot of them because I haven't actually started those diamond paintings. And a lot of those, you know, if you're familiar with the diamond painting world, there were a lot of issues with like the AliExpress kits and things like that. It was very hard to keep the quality on 310 drills specifically, but they're going to be priced accordingly as well. So I don't know if Facebook will allow me to create, like, if I'm even going to be able to use numbers without making it a sales post. So that's that will kind of morph as I go. But I specifically had somebody, was it in my group? I think in my group that I had mentioned, or one of the, I don't remember, but she was looking, thinking about diamond paintings for her daughter for like Christmas, and wanted to see maybe what I had to offer. And I was like, at the moment, I don't have a great way of like getting those to you, which is why I thought of doing it this way. And then I don't know if it will just message me directly, and I will invoice through PayPal. I also have Venmo. I have Zelle. Like there are ways. I think that's it. I think I will stop tooting my horn about getting rid of crap I don't need anymore. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. And I will see you next time. Alrighty guys, take care. Happy stitching. Bye.